Hello, welcome back to Andy's Couch. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of new trainers from Inov8. We've got the X Talon 210s and the X Talon 230s. We'll start with the X Talon 210s. So the X Talon 210s are super light. They're 210 grams per trainer in a size 8, so obviously they might get a little bit heavier if you've got huge feet. But they feel super light. They feel like a racing shoe. They even look like a race shoe. They look like they wouldn't be out of place on the track. They also look like cross-country spikes. You know, they're super light. Not a huge amount of padding to them. On the technical side, they are 3mm drop, so you know, not a huge amount of padding. But just looking at the shoe, it's all the upper is made of mesh. So there's going to be no problems with drainage. They're going to drain super quick in wet races. I love the look of them. I mean, they've got the classic studs. Well, the lugs are 8mm deep. But what's new about the new X Talon range in the 210 and the 230 is the sticky sole. So just kind of pushing your fingers along the sole, it just feels really grippy. It feels like it will grip on things like scaffold bars, on the wet rock, you know, or when you're running through streams or river crossings and your feet are slipping on the slick rock. These feel like they're gonna grip a lot better. I am going to go out and test them this weekend, but I'm not allowed to bring my muddy shoes into the lounge, and especially not on the couch. So that's why we're just having a look at them straight out of the box. So these look like a super lightweight running shoe, especially obstacle racing. Yeah, I think these will be great at obstacle racing. I mean, there might be a little less padding, but yeah, these will be amazing for trail marathons, fell races, and events where there's not a lot of protection to them. So if your feet are going to get kicked around and battered, then maybe go for the 230s. The 230s have a lot more padding. They're a lot more. They've got a lot more. What would you call it? Bumpers, I guess. So you got the bumpers going around the edge. You know, they're slightly heavier. You know, they're slightly higher as well. The height difference at the back. So you are going to get more protection from the X Talon 230. Again, it's got this new super sticky grip at the bottom, which looks really exciting. I can't wait to go out and test these. It's the perfect season. It's wet, it's cold, and there should be some wet, slippy rocks, which I'm normally trying to skip over, but I'm going to try and see what they're like out there. But yeah, these look super cool. Yeah, these are a no-brainer for obstacle races. I can't see why you wouldn't wear one of these to an obstacle race. They look great. Cool. So I've had the trainers now for a couple of weeks, done lots of training runs in them, a couple of orienteering races in them as well, and they're great. They're really good trainers. So the common thing between the two trainers is the StickyGrip. They've both got this new compound of rubber on the sole called StickyGrip, and it is grippy. So it grips much better on rocks, on kind of wet rocks. So on my local training run, there's a whole old Roman road, and it's covered in scattered rocks, scattered flagstones that are always covered in mud, always covered in leaves. So it's a perfect time of year to go out training on them and testing the trainers on them. So I started by running deliberately on the wet rocks to see how well they would grip, and it worked really well. So I could jump from rock to rock, and you had that security that you weren't just it wasn't going to be like running on marbles or running on ice. It would grip and it would hold you. So towards the end of the run, I would just run. I kind of forgot about whether I'm going to put my feet on the mud or on the grass or on the rocks. It makes no difference, because you've got the classic amazing grip that comes with a X Talon, and you've also got this new sticky compound which allows you to hit rocks and have that extra security that you're not just going to slip off straight away. I did try it on. I did try climbing over a few farm gates, like the steel gates, and it would still slip on them. So what I thought was it might grip on scaffold bars, which you see a lot in obstacles. It didn't really grip on them. It probably would grip in the dry, but as soon as it gets wet, no, it doesn't make a difference to that. But running, trying to climb up half pipes and quarter pipes at races, these will be great. Wet wood, these will work really nicely. So yeah, these are going to be great for racing in and training in as well. It just gives you that extra little bit of security. So next comes the difference between the two trainers. So the 210s are lighter, 20 grams a trainer lighter, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when they're on your feet, it does make a difference. But there's less to them. So the 230s have the extra bumper all the way round. They're slightly higher around the ankle, so they do offer a lot more protection, which will probably be really good when you're climbing on the obstacles, when you're trying to do things like heel hooks. You've got that just extra bit of protection, which is going to make you feel a lot more comfortable. Kicking rocks in the bottom of streams isn't going to be an issue because it's got a big toe guard. But saying that, I've ran in the 210s off-road, and I've ran through brambles and rocks and everything, and they haven't been an issue. But I just think for obstacles, those extra bumpers are going to be great. But I'm still really drawn to the 210s, just because they look nicer, and they kind of hug your foot a little bit more. So my laces came undone on the very first run. I didn't double lock the laces, so the laces came undone, and I carried on running, and they didn't come off. So that was a really positive thing, because they suited my foot better. The material is just a bit softer. So what would I recommend? I'd recommend them both. If I had to choose one over the other, I personally would choose the 210s, just because it fitted my foot shape better, and I'm not too worried about having my feet bruised at obstacle races or when I'm running. I think I could live with that for the 210s. But I would suggest trying a pair on and going from there. See which one fits your foot better. That's the key. They're both drain, they're both grippy, they've both got the new StickyGrip compound. They're going to be great for obstacle races. But my personal choice would be the 210.